So, aufpassen, am Anfang ist wieder ein bisschen laut. Weil halt. Okay. So. Okay, ja. Sakura ist tot. Und jetzt machen wir, jetzt gucken wir mal, was es so für Beweise gibt. Und dann schauen wir mal, wer für den Tod von Sakura verantwortlich ist und so weiter.
Sakura's dead? She's really dead?
I heard Hina talking, but my eyes stared steadily forward. I could only look on at Sakura's dead body. We didn't make it in time. It's happened again. Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wondered, was she confirming that Sakura really was dead, checking for a pulse or a reaction? I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room. And I... Why? Why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again. I need to examine Sakura's body. I just stood there motionless behind her while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I don't know how long, I got everyone. What? Ogre?
Yes.
Oh, so she's dead, huh?
I see.
Sakura's been killed. I see. As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began.
Just a second.
You had the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means.
Interesting.
Sakura was murdered, and by someone in this very room. Is that what you were going to say?
Huh?
No. Whoever killed her, it's not just someone in this room.
It's your fault!
It was one of you, Hiro, Byakuya, Toko. One of you killed Sakura.
What? What?
You're accusing us before we've even begun the investigation. I don't need to investigate anything. Because you hated her. You hated the sight of her.
I won't forgive you.
One of you did it. I know it. You know, Monokuma. You know it. Yeah.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Jeez, I didn't know your power level would increase by that much just by getting mad.
What the heck?
What are you doing here?
Come on!
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer.
It's the Monokuma file!
Yeah.
And don't get so mad, Miss Asina. You're gonna ruin that lewd little face of yours. Now then, with that
Hold on. There's something I want to ask you.
Huh?
It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura.
Say what?
Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again and then...
In other words...
Then I killed her. Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. That whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to a most regrettable end without even getting the chance to finish things with me.
Phew!
Which, thank God for that. It saved me the trouble of having to go through with our little fight. Because even for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that.
Hey,
I gotta tell ya, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she violated a rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her.
well done.
So I don't know who it was, but whoever the blackened is this time, I owe you one.
What is this?
You owe them one?
Oopsie, before you get all pissy-potty at me, you better figure out who did it first.
Shing!
'Cause, I mean, your lives are all on the line, right?
What is this?
What the hell? He hosts them one?
I won't forgive you.
I hate him. I hate this whole thing. Well, I, for one, am glad it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind after all. How can you say that now? Sorry, I don't have time for your squabbling. The next game has already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
Anyway,
Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can't do that, we're all dead. Then let's decide who will stand guard this time. I'll do it. Ina? I'm okay. Just let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura.
That's fine.
Okay, then Hina's guard number 1, but we need one more. Kyoko, that's you.
what?
Me? You're always a thorn in my side. This time, just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order. An order?
That's fine.
Fine. I stand behind. Then it's settled. Let's begin, shall we? Hold on. Before that, there's something I want to say. Which is? Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, none of you are allowed to step foot in the crime scene.
Huh?
What?
It's your fault!
One of you killed Sakura.
I won't forgive you.
I won't let someone like that come anywhere near her.
Stop talking.
Don't be stupid. Our lives are in just as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate. I don't care what you say. I'm not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting in here. Well, it appears further discussion would be a waste of time. How about a compromise?
It's all clear now.
I won't ask you to let all of us in. Just let me.
What?
What? You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway.
Yep.
Nope, don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Master anyway. And you, Hiro? Do you really object? If you're gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why should I care?
It's all clear now.
Then it's decided.
What are you saying?
Nothing's decided.
Calm down.
I know how you feel, Hina, but should agree to his request. But
Hey,
we have to find out who killed Sakura.
correct.
For those of us still alive, and to honor Sakura's memory. Fine, I guess that's okay. No matter what, Byakuya, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her. Naturally, who would want to touch a filthy dead body?
Listen,
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on the investigation from here on out. Everyone, keep this in mind. If we can't uncover Sakura's killer,
listen to me.
all of us face execution. Finding out who killed Sakura. It's not a matter of hoping we can do it. Hab ich Sakura ausgegraut? Ja. If we want to survive, we have to do it. It's a kind of hopeless hope. We have no choice but to just do it. Better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. Okay, also Mittagszeit. The body was discovered in a rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There's evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. Whoa, okay.
Hey,
I think the case this time might be a challenge. Why is that?
so...
The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. And that door had been jammed shut with the chair from inside the rec room. Which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door. So if the door was blocked from the inside and there was no way in or out to broke the window, there's like zero escape, right?
In other words...
This is a classic locked room murder. Well, locked room murder? I guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery movies or books or whatever. But could it really happen in real life? And right before our very eyes like this?
Hey,
Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? Sure, if you don't mind.
that's fine.
Then you when you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Muss kurz was trinken. Basic approaches include using a string or a simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for that, all we'd have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right?
Correct.
The second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed. Oh.
In other words,
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. To push a switch and it fires a handgun, to shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, something like that.
however,
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it. Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off the list.
it's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by that?
In other words,
They stay hidden, and when the door is opened, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. That sounds like it could have been possible, maybe.
it's true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked room.
In other words,
By that I mean, there actually is an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's generally not possible. Do you think we can cross that one off too?
indeed.
I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. So there are 4 possibilities. Then Kyoko, which of those 4 choices seems the most likely in this case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now I can't really say. I see. The way the killer set up the locked room, until I figured that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can for Sakura, if nothing else. Some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
Oh, that's... Do you recognize it, Tina?
Well,
Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. It's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So... So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. Thought it might help her calm down a little. So I gave that candy to Sakura. I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much?
'cause, I mean,
But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. Now, they've lost all their flavor. Nina. Polka dot candy wrapper. Sakura drew her last breath, sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally I wouldn't have any problem believing that that's what killed her. But according to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood? Not a chance. Yakuya!
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting, don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. Hallo Brocken. Dein Abo hat sich vorhin verlängert. Dankeschön. Dankeschön dafür. Nochmal persönlich direkt. The shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red and these are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. Gute Nacht, Queenie. Schön, dass du mal wieder da warst. Vielleicht sieht man sich ja mal wieder. There's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. Figure on the floor. Yeah. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is, how'd they get those figures inside the bottle?
So...
It's not different from your standard ship in the bottle. Ah? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside? You've never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have.
In other words...
Except this is the Monokuma version of that Monokuma bottle, if you will. Monokuma bottle. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things little by little. Monokuma bottle is sitting on the shelf. Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass and the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. 2 Wochen vorher verlängert. Und jetzt wird's angezeigt. Ja, entweder ist Streamlabs langsam oder keine Ahnung. Merkwürdig. Und ich sehe gerade, ich habe vergessen, Aufnahme zu drücken. Mist. Und wo ist mein Handy? Schreibe ich mir schnell noch Notiz, dass ich das halt von Twitch aus rausschneiden muss. Danganronpa. Yep. Now lock is open and there on the inside it's a handprint.
Why?
What's a handprint doing here? Looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and left a handprint in all the dust.
It's true.
And looks quite fresh too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was opened, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, it's not a possibility. Ah, why not?
Hey.
Think back, before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that point.
Indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then, what does this handprint mean? There's a bloodstain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Same shelf full of magazines. There's all different kinds of magazines here. Oh. Was? Das habe ich aber nicht angeklickt. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
So,
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can. It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. Reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the chem lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the chem lab.
Just a second.
But it's strange. What is?
Hey,
You see what's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can, they're also underneath it. Why does it matter?
So,
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. Important clue? I'm not sure I see how. So Byakuya, what do you want? You're bothering me. Go away. He's not even trying to hide how much he despises me. I better go before he crushes my soul completely. Oh, okay.
however,
But for Sakura to have been killed. Yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
it's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
They would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her.
What the heck?
We already know who did it.
I won't
Byakuya,
forgive you.
Toko, or Hiro. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand beside of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon? The Monokuma-Fall said she'd died right around then. I'm telling you the truth, I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her. But she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her by force even, this never would have happened. Hina. It's possible not to have happened. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. But the fact that she had asked those three to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying. It might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly. Byakuya,
What?
what do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. Then it's true. I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. Haven't seen Sakura today at all. Byakuya says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks. Okay, sonst noch was hier? This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened of course when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Was there more? Yoko?
Hey,
She was a woman. You know,
What the heck?
we already know who did it. Was hab ich? Ach, der Stuhl, der blockiert hat. The chair was shoved up against the doorknob so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt about the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked room from the inside, not from the outside.
listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so, for the most part.
So then,
I should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
listen to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She's decided? She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right, I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Das Schöne an Danganronpa ist, je später man im Spiel ist, desto weniger Leute gibt's, mit denen man reden muss. Those other 2 probably went back to their rooms. Okay, Toko, Sayaka, Toko. I pressed the doorbell. Ding dong. And after a few seconds... No.
Who's there?
Also. The most negative aura I've ever felt. That aura of total decay.
Well, what do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even
After
say her
reading
name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
You said you wanted to talk to me about something? I want to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you.
Well,
I don't know what you're talking about. Yakia already told me she had asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master too? I just said too, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So, can you tell me about it? I admit it, I did get the note, but I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as a fact. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Hiro. Leon. Hiro. Just Gleichtest. Press the doorbell. Ding dong. And after a few seconds...
You know?
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you.
What? What?
How do you know about that?
Could it be?
Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogi told me herself that you asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that?
What? What?
Oh, well... Well, she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note.
How about that?
She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like, in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura.
You got it all wrong.
No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually,
the last time I saw Olga was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office.
Don't look at me!
I haven't seen her since then. Madam here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. He was feeling around in his pockets.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big, goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Huh?
What?
Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash?
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that Ogi asked to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me. Hallo Test, willkommen zurück. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. Pocket trash. Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? I definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So where should I start? Gehen wir halt erstmal zum Chem Lab. Chem Lab.
What?
Kato, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes sir, I understand. Was da passiert? This is my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. It looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more important right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? It looks like the bottle had a label on it. Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning, checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this. Then this powder must have been spilled.
So in other words...
That's right. It could only have been around the time of the incident. If that really is when it happened, it must be related to the case somehow. Source of the powder. These are footprints. And they're only in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
What?
Well, let's go, chop chop. Okay. So I got to work, and before long I'd drawn up a sketch of the room. Wunderschön. So how's this? Das ist perfekt, bloß die Flasche ist eigentlich um 180 Grad gedreht. Not bad. For you, I mean. For me?
I see.
So when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. Ach was, Byakuya. They came in, went straight to the shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
These footprints must be...
It's certainly
Makoto.
possible.
Are they yours? No?
What?
Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm the size for myself. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said. I see, your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit, these are not your footprints. Unfortunately? But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. Then these prints are a really valuable clue. Lay out the footprints. Looks like this. Well, look at the bottom, we have left, yeah, nur ganz links. Prints are really clear, so it shouldn't be too hard to figure out whose they are, which means these footprints are super valuable too. Yeah, okay. Let's see what's on this shelf. There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from the shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section A. Huh? But wait! There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Could someone have put it here on accident? So on this shelf it looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. They are reagents. Reagents, yeah. Put simply, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. Isn't that kind of harsh?
What?
What, you think studying science and mathematics has no practical application on the real world?
That's fine.
The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number, so I guess it's considered as part of the shelving unit section B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here, in which case I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf. Let's see. Oh, on this shelf is one look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number. So I guess I can section Z. I should try to find out more about the shelving unit. It looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A is dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, and Section Z has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. But what concerns me is that in Section A there was a bottle with a label from Section Z. What was a bottle of poison from Section Z doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on here. There. Everywhere. Danganronpa 2 wird Spaß. Das ist richtig, ja. Danganronpa 3 auch. Check out this area. Aber ich hab... hä? Weil da keine Fußspuren sind oder so? Ah ne. A bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I should probably take a good hard look at that powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor on the front of the shelf. Yeah, there's also remains of a broken bottle. Looks like the bottle was labeled Chem C4. Also, it looks like someone left some footprints in the powder. Based on the positioning of the prints, whoever it was only went to the left side of the shelf. Yeah! According to Byakuya, the powder would had to have been spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. Schön, dass du nochmal alles durchgegangen bist. I've already taken a good look at the chem lab. Maybe I should take another look around the rec room. Gute Idee. Warum kann ich mich da nicht teleportieren? Warum kann ich mich da Hä? Warum kann ich mich allgemein nicht teleportieren? Fuck. Ach, weil ich noch angezoomt war an das Zeug. Ja. Okay. Komisch. Aber okay.
Hey.
Wegen dem Charakter und dann... Ah ja. Okay. So Makoto, how's your investigation going? Told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told me.
I see.
So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Someone's lying.
Anyway.
Well, I've made some progress on my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These three things have revealed new clues. You'd do well to look them over one more time. Sakura's body. According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's body.
Just a second.
Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Well, yeah, no, but...
Hey.
Don't you think you might need to actually examine the body?
Whew.
There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although there are still some times. I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
It's true.
That's totally normal. Then how can you?
So...
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry, never mind.
Hey.
More importantly, look here. Her shoes.
Correct.
You see that yellow powder on her instep? There, it really stands out.
I see.
That powder is clue number 1.
Hey.
Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully.
It's true.
Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot. So let me just explain.
It would seem...
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. 2 blows?
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of their hands were spotless. Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. Can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. Okay, magazine. Kyoko said a magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. This magazine is upside down. Did someone put it back that way on accident?
Hey.
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. Picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. This is... On one of the pages near the center of the magazine, a word had been written in bloody letters, and it said Toko. Could this be a dying message?
Correct.
Then it would appear you found it. Kyoko, is this...
So...
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. A dying message.
However,
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it, for the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, that's his Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it.
What the heck?
She's the killer, right? Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet.
I won't forgive you.
It's settled. She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer. I can see why you would think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. Magazine dying message. Flaschen. I think Kyoko said she found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new, something new.
hey,
So did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention and you're sure to find it. A correlation? Die sind alle rot. Hey Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is? Ernsthaft, Makoto.
so...
I don't mind guiding you toward clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusions so that everyone can have confidence in their outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer? I do trust you, to a degree, otherwise I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree? Monokuma bottle.
Hey.
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right? An experiment?
Anyway...
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces too. Huh? Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene like that?
That doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya is not here, so...
So then...
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass. With that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but what choice do I have? I'd better just do it. I took broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. Die Untersuchung sollte bald zu Ende sein. And just as I finished up, sorry to keep you waiting.
So then...
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. So, what kind of experiment are we doing?
In other words...
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? The pieces of glass you collected and one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do that? That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
Listen.
First, let's compare the weight of two of the normal Monokuma bottles. It's balanced!
In other words...
Which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same. Which makes sense. The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same and nothing else could really affect the weight.
So then...
Now, here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now, what might we expect to see? Well, normal assumption would be either they'll balance out or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and there.
So then...
Okay, then let's give it a try. The broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought. What?
In other words...
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles put it all together.
Hey,
And I believe you will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So, what do you think? It's all on you. Ding dong bing bong.
Whoops, you caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake. Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
It's already time, but the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen. Yeah. Make it happen. Yeah. Eieiei. Nur noch so wenig. Onokuma made his announcement and everyone began to meet up, one after another. And then...
The ultimate martial artist! A locked room murder mystery!
What?
What the...
Oh, I've just recently discovered the power of emoticons! Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss in a smiley face, it turns positive.
Yes, indeed.
For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body. XD.
This is just plain creepy.
Well?
And how about the reverse?
Phew.
No matter how great something is, if you put in a sad face, it makes it look super negative.
Yes, indeed.
For example, do you have 100 friends?
What?
He's right. That does make it seem sad.
I can't wait.
Now then.
Can't wait.
Now then, please get on the elevator. I see you all down there.
What the hell was... What the hell was that? Ich kann die... Ich weiß nicht mehr, wie ich Tokos Stimme gemacht habe. Fuck. I don't get it.
Just the worst.
I don't get you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me!
I don't think I'm acting casual.
Don't be mean!
I mean, I didn't murder anyone.
What the heck?
Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer?
What the heck?
Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Because there can be no doubt. One of us is the culprit. The killer, the one that murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know. And yet someone killed her. And that person is here? That person is one of us.
Don't look at me!
I said it before and I'll say it again. It wasn't me. The culprit is one of us. Make no mistake about that. Because I didn't do it. How many times do I have to tell you?
What the heck?
Why can't you just stand there and say you didn't do it without even breaking a sweater?
Hey,
Standing around here isn't going to do any good. Let's get going. Come on, it's time to put an end to this. I made my way toward the elevator. But with each step I took, I felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chilling fear running through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets any easier. We climbed into our steel prison in total silence. Watched the doors close, and I felt it begin its sinister descent. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar clunking sounds. It fell lower. Suddenly, as always, the ride was over. Doors opened once again.
Just the 6 of you, huh? Really?
This is kind of depressing.
Oh, that's so few. You must be so lonely. You said...
You said it like it's not your fault we're all that's left.
I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again, or will your school life come to an end completely?
Now then.
Are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats.
So the curtain opened for the fourth time. Deadly judgment, bla bla bla. Deadly, deadly, deadly. Deadly Class Trial. Speichern. So, gehen wir noch mal alle Dinger durch und dann gebe ich euch Link zum Formular. Und dann machen wir kurz Pause. Und ja, Zeit für Verhandlungen haben wir auf jeden Fall. Machen wir Verhandlungen dann noch. 21 Dinger, ernsthaft? Okay. Also gut zuhören. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There's evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. A chair had been jammed against the door within the rec room, blocking access from the outside. It is believed that the killer did this to create a locked room scenario. Sakura was found dead, seated in a chair, slumping forward. Traces of blood were found around her mouth, presumably from when she vomited blood. However, there was no injury or indication as to why she would have vomited blood. A blood stain was found in front of the shelf of magazines. The blood is presumed to be Sakura's. There's currently no explanation for how a blood stain would have appeared so far away from where the victim was found. At one point, Aoi had been injured and taken to the nurse's office. After she was taken care of, she gave a piece of candy to Sakura, which had this type of wrapper. According to Aoi, she had monopolized this candy as soon as it had become available, so obtaining a piece would have been difficult to impossible. There were pieces of red glass scattered near the table in the rec room. After finding the top and bottom pieces, it was concluded that the shards must have come from a bottle. A Monokuma figure was found laying on the rec room floor. It would fit roughly in the palm of your hand. There are a number of red bottles on a shelf in the rec room. Inside each bottle is a Monokuma figure. Additionally, there seems to be some kind of unknown correlation between the bottles. An empty protein drink was found near the rec room door. The container had a label reading Chem A2. The shards of glass from the window that was broken to get into the room were found both around and underneath the container. A fresh handprint was found inside the rec room's open locker. Since the locker was open before they opened the locked room, there's no way someone was hiding in there before they arrived. Sakura had written notes to Toko, Byakuya and Yasuhiro, asking them to meet her in the rec room by noon. She had slid these notes underneath each person's room door. Byakuya confirmed that he received Sakura's note, but also claimed that he never went to see her, and in fact had not seen her at all that day. Toko confirmed that she received Sakura's note, but also claimed that she never went to see her. A small bit of garbage accidentally fell out of Yasuhiro's pocket. It was a piece of paper with red polka dots on it. Yellow powder was found on the instep of Sakura's foot. Sakura suffered 2 blows to the head, not 1. No blood was found on either of her hands. All of the Monokuma bottles appeared to be roughly the same weight. However, when the bottle shards were weighed against an intact bottle, the shards were found to be heavier. On the magazine shelf, one magazine had been put back upside down. Inside this magazine, Toko's name had been written in blood. It is assumed that whoever wrote it used their finger to do so. The shelf in the chem lab, Section A contains supplements, Section B contains reagents, and Section Z contains harmful chemicals. A bottle of poison labeled as Section Z had been placed in Section A of the shelf. There was a broken bottle in front of the chem lab shelf, which was labeled Chem C4. The powder on the floor is assumed to have come from this. According to Byakuya, the powder would had to have been spilled after the incident took place. Someone had left footprints in the powder spilled in the chem lab. These footprints appeared only near the leftmost section of the shelf. From this, it can be assumed that the suspect only had business in this area. Okay. Das wären alle Hinweise für diesen Fall. Puh. Okay. So, ich gebe euch gleich den Link für Formular für die Leute, die mitmachen wollen. Und dann könnt ihr euch ein paar Minuten Gedanken machen. Und ja. Wie viel ist es jetzt? Der 4., glaube ich, ne? Ja, der 4. Okay, sieht gut aus. URL verkürzen. Schnell gucken. Sieht gut aus, sieht gut aus, sieht gut aus. So. Dann. Dürft gerne eure Meinung abgeben. Ja. Dann machen wir kurze Pause. Wie gesagt, nach der Pause frage ich dann nochmal, ob alle soweit sind. Falls nicht, gebe ich noch ein bisschen Zeit. Falls doch, machen wir dann direkt nach der Pause weiter. Aber ja. Viel Spaß für diejenigen, die nicht 100% sicher sind, beziehungsweise die nicht von vornherein schon wussten, wer es ist. Wer verantwortlich ist und so weiter. Aber ja. Okay, Rizos hat schon seine Stimme abgegeben und ja. Passt.